Okay. I'll start with they're a good team, and that's a good road win. And Freeman Liberty is incredible. He was he was amazing, man. We really couldn't stop him. He's physical as hell offensively. Just getting to the rim, getting fouled, just taking it to us physically. He's a real physical, athletic guard. He's good, and and obviously can shoot. He makes his free throws. He's really good. So, but I was specifically proud of our guys and playing on the road and having a rough first half. A lot of foul. Everybody was in foul trouble, and Justin and Colin really held us together. I thought those two were outstanding, just outstanding.
All right, we will go for questions. If anybody has any for Coach, please raise your hand or write in the chat, and we will get to you. Terry, start us off.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Terry.
You said Justin and Colin, kind of held you together. What's gotten into Justin lately? I mean, did you ever talk to him about being a little more aggressive? Because he seems to be a little bit more aggressive over the last 4 games.
We talk to him about it all the time, and I think you and I have talked about this, that he is the consummate teammate. He's always been on great teams. He played at DeMatha. He played for Team Takeover. He's always played with great players. So he'll do all the dirty work. He'll defend for you. He'll rebound. He'll make the right pass. But he's always been about winning. And on this team, I think for the first time, he's got to be the guy that's dominant for us to win. So I think we've talked about that, but I think he's figuring it out. I think in a couple of our losses, like Creighton and even Baylor, on this team, he's got to be the guy, that dictates whether we win or lose. And I think he gets that.
But he doesn't seem to be pressing. He seems to be getting, especially offensively, getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Definitely, Terry. He's one of the smartest players we've ever had here. And usually when you get great players like that, they're used to just being the man. They only know how to just get themselves shots. He's the opposite. He's our best defender. He's our best rebounding guard. He makes the right pass. He's unselfish. If he doesn't touch the ball for a while, he never complains. But he's learning, this is probably the first time in his life, that he's on a team where he's got to be the guy that carries the team with Colin. And it's not that he can't do it. Just he's never had to. And I think he's just starting to understand that.
And how important was it to have Caleb back in the lineup?
Big time, because Slate was hurt and Slate played injured, and I'm really proud of him. His ankle's really big, but it was really, really important to have him back. He was great tonight. And he got in trouble. We had all those guys. Caleb was another one that had 2 fouls in the first half. Probably I should have played him a little bit more because we had Justin out with 2 fouls. We had Jermaine out with 2 fouls. Everybody had fouls. So I probably should have went with one of them, even if they got 3 in the first half. As I look back on it, easy to say it now.
And what did you do to kind of slow down Freeman Liberty there in the second half?
Well, I think we got our guys back on the court. We Justin and Slade had fouls too in the first half. Right. So almost all of our starters except Colin had 2 fouls, and so I think we got Slate back on the court. We got Justin back on the court. We didn't really do anything that much different. Just got Slate and Justin back in there.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Terry.
Paul, go ahead.
Hi, Jay. This is Paul Banks, the Sports Bank. I'm here at the arena.
Hey, Paul.
You said how's it going? You said in your Hall of Fame speech that, attitude has been the core of building the foundation. And just what has been the key to maintaining the attitude, not getting complacent? I mean, this has been such a lopsided series over the years. How do you guys stay up all the time against in the Big East and against these guys?
I hope, Paul, that it's the intelligence of our players. I think it is. Probably every coach says the same thing. Our guys, they really respect DePaul. And they'll go through a game like this and they'll watch first half. We were in trouble, and they weren't. we didn't come in and yell or anything. We know they're good. That our players, I think, have a humility and intelligence about them to understand that if you're not playing your best against any team in this league, you're going to get beat. And we're not embarrassed. We got blown out by Creighton. We're not embarrassed about it. We were just, they were great. We were off a little bit. We learned from it. So I think I think it goes back to the intelligence and humility of our players.
Was the halftime adjustments more something about like attitude or approach, or were kind of more X's and O's?
Yeah, more like attitude. Like, hey, we got the whole team in foul trouble. Freeman Liberty's unconscious right now. We just got to weather the storm. We got to keep grinding. No fear of failure. Just keep grinding, keep playing. And as I was saying to Terry, we knew we were going to get our guys back on the court too. I think we had 4 out of 5 guys with 4 out of 5 starters with 2 fouls.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Paul.
Jeff, go ahead.
Jay, what was the key to the defensive stand when they didn't score for 7.5 minutes? What was the biggest difference that you saw in your defense during that stretch than maybe you saw in the first half?
I think, Jeff, if I remember that run, I think we, on a few of those possessions during that run, blitzed Freeman Liberty and got it out of his hands and kind of got him out of his rhythm. I think if that was I'm pretty sure. And one thing about, when a player like that's got it going for a long time, it's good, but then other guys aren't touching the ball, and so then other guys got some shots, but they really hadn't been involved in the offense. Not anybody's fault. I would do the same thing if he's going like that, right? But we got it out of his hands, and I think like maybe there's like 6-7 possessions there. A few of them we blitzed them, a couple of them we denied them, and other guys had to make plays.
What was the with Justin, I think he had 5 in the first half. Once he kind of got those first 5 points early in the second half, how big was the confidence? How much did you see his confidence grow offensively as the second half went on?
He's the only thing I have to say to him in the after halftime is just be a little more aggressive. Like a lot of Colin Gillespie's shots come from Justin making, even if it's not an assist, it's kind of the extra pass, and you get he's got to learn sometimes that, all right, that's good for everybody else to make the extra pass, but you got to go make a play. And he started doing that in the second half.
Thanks, Jay.
You got it.
All right, Coach, that looks like all. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Colin.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What was the key to the second half run for you guys? I think you opened up 15-2 to start the second half.
Yeah, we just knew that we had to get back to playing Villanova basketball. I think we got away from it a little bit early in the first half, and our guys did a good job of just sitting down, talking, and adjusting at halftime.
Thanks.
Terry, go ahead.
Hey, Colin, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How important is it when Justin becomes more aggressive as he did in the second half, looking for shots and trying to create things for himself?
Yeah, it gets himself shots and it gets other guys shots as well. He's super effective when he's in the game and when he has the ball. I think he probably had the highest plus minus, probably around 22 or 24, but he affects the game. He makes winning plays, whether it's shots for himself, and then he has the ability to find other guys because he could score so well in isolation situations, and he's just gotten so much better at making decisions on both ends of the floor. He took a really big charge for us in the late and second half, so he affects winning a lot and makes a lot of winning plays for us. So we tell him to be aggressive all the time.
I mean, is that something you have to tell him a lot, or?
Early in his career, I think freshman or sophomore year, and now he's playing like that at all times. He's being a killer, and that's what we talked to him about. Myself and I know the coaching staff talks to him about it, but he has confidence from all his teammates. We're giving that to him constantly.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
Jeff, go ahead.
Colin, Jay said, that you guys were in trouble in the first half, but that there was no kind of panic at halftime. And he kind of talked about how attitude really kind of factored in. How much did you kind of see that all come together when you guys started to make the run in the second half?
Yeah, we saw it. There was no panic from us. We've been in those situations before, and we were in those situations earlier this year at Creighton, and we didn't adjust well at halftime. But I think today we adjusted better than we did before, and a lot of credit to DePaul. They're a really great team. They have great players. Freeman Liberty's super dynamic. So he was playing really well, and we had to adjust at halftime. But like I said, we just had to get back to playing Villanova basketball and making sure we were doing that for 40 minutes.
When your defense can kind of attack a guy like Freeman Liberty, what does that do to the rest of DePaul's confidence when you can get him out of his rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot for them. He's super dynamic when he's aggressive. He gets scored all three levels, and you saw that early in the first half. He gets to the foul line, and then he also has the ability to get other guys shots. So just mixing it up on him, trying to make it as hard as we possibly can, and guarding him as a team.
All right, thanks.
Gavin, go ahead.
Hey, Colin, I'm just wondering, what was it like kind of dueling back and forth with you and Javon? It seemed like you guys needed someone to kind of answer what he was doing.
Yeah, he was playing really well. A lot of credit to him. He's super dynamic. Like I said, he's the ability to score at all three levels, and he was finding his teammates as well and making the right decisions, getting to the foul line. But I really wasn't thinking about it at all. I was just kind of playing off our concepts and our habits and taking my open shots that I got and trying to get other guys' shots when I got into the lane or looking for myself. So it really wasn't about that. It was just playing off concepts and habits.
And then you guys have won several games in a row here. How are you guys just feeling, over this last couple week run?
Yeah, we know there's more work to do. We have to have a growth mindset. Come back tomorrow, get better, watch film on it. We know we could learn a lot from this game and fix our mistakes and try to get better for the next game, the next day. So we're really just having a growth mindset, looking to go forward, play Villanova basketball better than we did today, and we'll see where we end up at the end.
All right, Colin, that looks like all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Justin, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, tell me, I mean, it's Coach was talking about, every once in a while he has to tell you to be a little more aggressive. Is that something that you have to be constantly reminded of?
Yeah, I think that's a part of my growth. Staying on the attack, and my teammates and my coaches constantly remind me of that. I'm getting better of reminding myself throughout the game of staying in attack mode and making plays.
Was something said at halftime today? Because you seem to be a little more aggressive in the second half on the offensive end.
I just got a little bit in foul trouble in the first half, so they always tell me the second half, if you've been on the bench for a while, you fresh legs, so bring that energy in the second half, and that's what I try to do.
And what did you guys do defensively to slow down Freeman Liberty? Was it your coach was saying was just having all your guys because so many people were in foul trouble?
It was more just taking pride in defense. I think first half we weren't locked in as much, and it's all five guys, not just the person on the ball. So we're focusing on loading to him and making sure he didn't get any easy drives one-on-one.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions for Justin? If so, just unmute yourself. All right, that is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.